Hello Goons and Goonettes, we are nearing the end of Phase 4 of MCU, and our next stop is Thor Love and Thunder. Though now we've reached an all-time high of Twitter and TikTok discourse. That movie was so mid. What? No, it was pretty good. Mid. Now we're not here to talk about the discourse. Yet. All we're here is to talk about the movie and my thoughts on it. And remember, it's my opinion, and you can have yours too. So what do I think of the movie? I liked it. I pretty much like it equal to Ragnarok. From the advertising of Love and Thunder, I wasn't exactly expecting something big. I was just expecting a lot of fun, and I did have my fun with it. Love and Thunder delivers a fun adventure. Honestly, though, it could have done a lot more. Not what I went for. There's definitely a lot of comedy in this movie, and it didn't really need any more. I'm mainly talking about the story elements of this movie. All the characters shown get some neat stuff, but I feel like new additions like Gore could have used more screen time. Then there are visuals, but it's usual standard stuff from Marvel movie, but with Taika magic. I mean, come on. That shot is literally stripped from a comic book. That's so cool. There's also plenty of standard action going on, but the main thing people are complaining about is the comedy. Nothing but jokes, as many people have said. Sure, people can say they are funny, unfunny, or not necessary. Either way, it's all subjective. This movie was advertised as a rom-com action summer film, and it's something I personally enjoyed. So if it sounds like a fun ride to you, then go ahead and watch it. If not, that's okay. But now we're gonna get into spoilers, so come back later. However, let's get the non-spoiler out of the way first. So, Jane has cancer. It's a storyline from the comic books. That's really the reason why she becomes Mighty Thor. And now we'll go into spoilers. Jane as Mighty Thor was a pretty exciting part of the movie, and Natalie Portman does a nice job. But I hope it isn't an end for her. In a way, I'm a bit conflicted. As we see, Jane is at stage 4 and uses Mjolnir as a way to keep her healthy, but instead drains her more. This eventually leads to her death, and we see her sent to Valhalla, which is very nice to see as she was a warrior in her battle with cancer. Nice moment, but now she's dead. So that really means we might not even get more Mighty Thor in the MCU. And as we've seen from the ending, Thor is still kicking around as a hero. So we're gonna get more Thor, supposedly. Mighty Thor, I feel, needed a lot more time to shine, and it's disappointing to see her go already, but at the same time, I feel like the story of Jane is wrapped up. Though at the same time, I also felt rushed in Love and Thunder with Thor and Jane rekindling their love. It was just the one scene where they were watching the space dolphins or whatever, and they had a little talk and her cancer, and then, oh, we actually still love each other, really, and, you know, kiss, whatever. I think a lot more could have been done exploring their complicated relationship. I'm not saying I would have written it better. This is the story that Marvel happens to choose, and yeah. It was also a nice touch of adding a flashback of Thor and Jane before they ended up breaking up before Ragnarok. I'm still conflicted though. I do want to see more of Mighty Jane, but I feel like bringing her back would ruin the story. We will see what happens. Natalie Portman has already said that she would want to return to the character in any way in the MCU. I don't... But it is nice to hear after she left the MCU after the wrap of Dark World. It's clear that Hemsworth and Natalie, and even Christian Bale, see that Taika brought a lot more to the table, and it was refreshing for them. Hemsworth even says he wants to keep playing the character, even though the rest of his castmates have already left the MCU. This is also noted by the ending. Not just Thor will return, but seeing Love, Gore's daughter, and Thor being a duo now. But of course, making it unclear if they will come back to the Guardians or be part of the new Avengers. So it's pretty much open-ended with the exception of Hercules now coming after Thor. Also, what makes what's next unclear is that Love is a completely new character to Marvel, which could lead to a lot of potential stories. Look at that, Taika making some originality for the MCU. Yet, more could have been done. I wanted to see Gore actually kill gods on screen and not just swept by and immediately leading to has to find the eternity to grant the wish that all gods will die. I wanted to see Valkyrie and Jane share more scenes together. I wish Valkyrie had more moments with her story. I wish Thor shared more scenes with the Guardians instead of just a quick montage. Literally, adding the Guardians felt almost pointless. They kind of just disappear at the first sequence. But ultimately, the main focus is Thor's and Jane's romance. And that pretty much puts an end to Jane's story in the MCU, but I wanted to see more of Mighty Thor. Her action scenes were pretty cool. And especially since in the movie, Jane and Valkyrie actually have good chemistry together. I can see them being a duo as well. We also definitely needed more gore. We definitely need to see more in this movie. And I'm not saying there should be like a TV show or shorts on Disney Plus. He just needed more screen time in this specific movie. Okay, Marvel? Okay? It just kind of reminds me how they used Taskmaster in Black Widow. It just felt so underused, and they're underusing these villains in the Phase 4 movies. And that's pretty much also another problem people have with Love and Thunder. I don't know. I still had fun with it. Thor Love and Thunder is another standalone movie, and it's not setting many things up. At least, I don't think so. If these are going to be the case, I will be in pain. Anyways, the movie's comedy element brings a lot more fun to this adventure. It also makes sense for these people cracking jokes, at least to me. Thor has spent a lot of time with the Avengers, and they have made their own jokes, as well as being broken from his love life, so he's trying to hide that. Jane is also trying to hide her pain dealing with cancer. Valkyrie is also hiding a lot of pain and is overwhelmingly stressed as her duty as king to New Asgard. They're all hiding pain behind jokes. It just makes sense to me. Then it's up to you if they're funny or not. Comedy is subjective after all. I for myself had a lot of fun with the comedy. Some are good. Though I do see why a lot of the jokes kind of were off-putting for some people, either just being unfunny for them, or them cringing at it, or just some overshadowing the emotional moments of the movie. Taika just likes telling stories in comedy. And I'm not trying to sway people's opinions on the movie. I do honestly think it could have used more actual storytelling in different parts. Many of the characters could have used more screen time. And we can talk about the CGI and VFX another time. That's a whole different discussion. So I had my fun. And let me have fun. Okay? I like Love and Thunder. And I give it a 7 out of 10. Really could have used a longer runtime for its story and characters. I see why people don't like it as much as other movies. But that's gonna be it for today. There will likely be an upload this Saturday. We'll see what happens. I'm still kind of balancing stuff out. But stay tuned by subscribing to the channel and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. So, see you later, goons and goonuts.